Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Help Indian Charity. I'm Ashwari. So this video is the second part of the first video that I've took the previous one, that is the previous one. So as I said in the previous video that we have to create an artificial sun or artificial earth or artificial moon. So in this part video I am going to explain how we can make or how we can build an artificial earth supporting our earth. Okay. So you will ask why we or what is the purpose for why we have to create an artificial earth and where do we place this artificial earth? For the second question, we have an answer. Between the earth and between the moon, that is between earth and moon, there is a space. That is an inter-earth and moon space. In space, we are not utilized anything. There is no work, there is no manual work doing there. So we can place this artificial earth which is going to support our earth. And the first question is that how we can create or what is the purpose for creating such a or for building such a artificial earth? The first purpose is that, as I said, in earth one side is actually facing the darkness and one side is having the light. So the people who are living in the dark side is consuming more electricity. So in order to reduce this electricity consumption, we can create this artificial earth over there or this celestial body which is going to reflect the almighty sun's light into the dark side, so that the electricity that is we using for the household activities and all, we can actually utilize that for converting the automobile industry whole into the electrical field or electrical one, that is from the fuel using into the electrical one. So we can convert the whole automobile industry into the electric one. The second purpose is that we have a lot of plastic deposits all over the earth which cannot be utilized, which cannot be recycled, which is not exhaustible, which is not degradable. So we have it is one of the headaches of our earth, that is all the people are actually facing this problem, that where is a place or we don't have a place to dump all these plastics. And the second point is that we don't know how to recycle or how we have to dump these plastics. So as a building block of this artificial celestial body, we can use this plastic as a layer of it. And the third purpose why we have to make this artificial earth or this celestial body is that we have a lot of nuclear waste which cannot be which is very harmful for the celestial which is very harmful for earth as well as the species and the plants, even for us. So we can actually use this nuclear waste as one of our building blocks for making this artificial earth. And the last purpose is why we have in this space, that is the inter-earth and moon space, we have the space debris, which is actually the waste, or we can actually say that these are actually the other components or the capsules of the rockets and other our inventions or our propulsions into other Mars and like other celestial bodies. So we can actually take all the space debris. So this is actually a campaign for an ultimate or a fully collecting all those things, all those wastes which are very headache for us, which is a very big problem for us, and we can clean the earth. So this is a campaign for cleaning the earth, and we have to take a note that no more plastics will be made and no more plastics will be used or no more things is going to make which is going to harm our earth. So as Nani Pakiwala said, our earth is ailing planet. So we have to make our earth, we have to support our earth by creating an earth which is going to support our earth. So let's go into the details how we are going to make this artificial earth. So let's go to the video. So the first question is, what are the building blocks of this artificial earth, or I can say an artificial celestial body, or how we can actually build a celestial body, artificial celestial body. So I have a solution for that. As I said, all these things, that is the plastic, the nuclear waste and also the space debris, we can actually utilize these three things for making the celestial body. How? Because we are going to use a hot balloon mechanism, that is we are going to create a furnace as the core of it by using the light from the almighty sun, and as a first layer we are going to take all the nuclear waste from our earth and put it as the first layer. On the second layer we can take the space debris and put it as a second layer, and on the third layer we can actually take all the plastics from our earth and actually take it and make us the third layer, and as a complete of it we can actually make a reflecting surface on it, because as I said, the first point, that is we need to give light to the dark side for the reducing the consumption of electricity. So if we are going to take or if we are going to reflect the earth, reflect the light from the sun, then we need a reflecting surface, otherwise it is of no use. So we have to make as a 4-layer a small thin reflecting surface so that the light coming from the sun will be reflected onto the dark side. And on the next point, we will understand how this is. The earth has a core, it has a mantle and a crust. We have a 3 layers like the core as the nuclear waste, and also it has a core in it like the furnace, because we have to fix all these things and make a sphere like shape. So that is why we need a furnace on the core. Then we will have the nuclear waste as the core, and on the mantle side we will have that space debris, and on the crust side as well as the reflecting surface, both will be considered as the outer crust and the inner crust of the earth, and that will be the plastic waste. The second question that you may ask me is that how we are going to collect all these things, that is the building block of this artificial celestial body, or how we have to collect all these things and take into the space. So the solution for this is the honeybee mechanism. Honeybees are actually, or like the honeybees or the ants and termites, monkeys and a lot of animals, they live together. They are very united, they are very integrated, and they do things together, and that is the reason why they are actually living up to here. So taking lifespan of a honeybee has a lifespan to 2 to 6 months only, and in that lifespan it will go to around more than 3 lakh of flowers and take nectars from it, and it makes honey just a teaspoon. So a honeybee only make a teaspoon of honey for us in its lifespan. So that is very essential. That is what it made in its whole life. That is 1 teaspoon of honeybee. So like that, it is not possible that we have to take all these waste together and take it to the space. It's not possible. So like honeybee, we have to take bunch of things and take it to the space, and we have to fix them and gum them and make a sphere and make these layers, and by the step by we can actually do. So it is something like a campaign. As I said before, this is a campaign to integrate all the people, even like all the authorities, all the bureaucrats, the government, the common people, the industrialists, the businessmen, everyone, the working people, everyone, medical field, because plastic is something that is having an influence in each and every field that is of the human, right? In every field there is a plastic everywhere. So plastic is everywhere. So all the people, all the 7.5 billion people of all those categories have to campaign. All the organizations as well as have to they have to integrate and make a mission to clean our earth. So this is the last and only one chance for us as an obligated trustees to clean our earth, because earth is facing a lot of diseases like global warming, environmental problems, climatical change, soil degradation and all these. And this is due to the imbalance created due to the interference of human beings. Let me mark it. It is due to the interference of human beings. So because of all these reasons, our earth is actually ailing. So in order to make earth a healthy planet, we have to remove all those things, all these useless items from the earth and take it to an outside. Since we don't have any source to clean them, to utilize it or recycle it, and we don't have a place to dump it which will not be harmful for all those species, we have to take all these things and make an artificial earth. That is one of the best ideas, I think so. As like the honeybee mechanism, we can use the drones to collect this bunch of things in the land as well as the deep ocean, seas and the water bodies, and from the atmosphere, and take all those waste. Even if it is plastic waste or it is nuclear waste or space debris, we can use. And we can use highly sophisticated robotics for doing this, so that we can actually create a lot more inventions than from the earth, from the surface, so that from this platform we can actually propel a lot of rockets and we can actually do more and more creations. And many of the space organization can also join in this campaign, so that everyone will be joined in it and we will stand together and fight against these problems. People, the 7.5 billion people living on the earth, the person who is sitting on the one side of the globe is connected to the person living in the other side, but we are not integrated. we are called human beings because we are we are put into a species called Homo sapiens. Otherwise, we are actually divided on the basis of our ethnicity, language, religion, nationalism, and so on and so on. So people are connected, but they are not integrated. So we have to stand united as a campaign, as a mission to clean our earth, because we have to stand together, because we are responsible. We all together are responsible for all these deposits of the plastics and all those problems created on the earth. We all have equal responsibilities. Like that, we have equal responsibility to clean it, to change the situation, to be reversed, right? So we have to stand together. So if you ask that people have their own individualism, or people are, how can we be united, then just think about the COVID-19, how we protested against it. We all stand together and put masks and stood against COVID-19, and that is one of the reasons why we are actually, our Homo sapiens are living now. So it is our responsibility, or it is our need to give or to extend the lifespan of the earth for the well-being of the species, as well as a part of sustainable development, as well as for us, since we don't have any plan B. So we have to live on the earth. So we have to create our earth as a healthy body. So when you consider earth as one of a living thing, it is also having a metabolism and all, then we have to protect us. It is our need, and it is our responsibility, our obligation to make earth a healthy well-being. So for this, we have to stand together, and we have to do a campaigning to clean all the earth. And before 5 years or more than that, before like at least 5 years, we will be very done, and we will create an artificial earth and clean all those plastics and all those problems that are like solving all the problems that we are facing now. We have a lot of human creations which were so awesome. For example, 2000 years before, we made the pyramid, the dams, the industries, the big buildings and other manufacturing items, the cars, the automobiles, everything. So when we think that something like these all ideas were actually a dream in someone's mind, and later it come into reality. Like that, this is also small, and we are now preparing to go to Mars and other celestial planets. So this is a small thing that we can do. Our earth is actually rotating from west to east, but our artificial earth will be rotating from or revolving around the earth from pole to pole, and it will be, that is the rotation of the earth, the artificial earth will be little bit reduced, because all the space activities from now on will be taken from there, because from the earth, when a rocket is being propelled, a lot of fuel, money, and it's a very big process. But when you consider on that artificial earth, it is very easy, because we are in the space, and it is very easy. And for observation also, for observation purposes, telescope and all that purposes, we can actually do from there, because the rotation is little bit reduced. So since earth is going very fast, it is a little bit difficult for us, it is a little bit challenging for us, but here it is very easy for us. So now everything is been okay.